I got to turn Nanette back on. No, Nanette's there. I think we're all good. Yep. Talk to me again, Nanette.
Hi, Christine. And also, this is going to be, I'm so excited because Facebook group is, as everyone will see, it's kind of the new exciting way to do really a direct communication with your tribe, your followers. So this for us is just an exciting opportunity, again, to offer this real good focus into why it's good to focus all of the work that we do with specific types of groups.
That's great, Nanette. Thank you. Thanks everybody for joining us. I do have Joanne's microphone on. I'm going to turn her off. There we go. So we're going to proceed at a lightning pace. And again, if you have questions, drop them in the chat box and we'll get to them as there is a pause or when we can. And I see that Michelle has said she owns an adult ballroom, dance studio, and it's a moving target. And this year it's been better use of communication to current students. Okay, communicating with current students is a great reason to think about Facebook groups. So let's proceed here. First off, I want to remind you that with this webinar, you're getting a 4-page PDF that we will send you afterwards. That's kind of a cheat sheet that will remind you of everything we said and then some. There'll be even more tips in the cheat sheet. So you'll be sent to that via the email address you used to sign up for this webinar. Superhero Graphics by Nanette Peratt in that one. Okay. So next up, you might be saying, why should I care about Facebook groups? I've already got plenty of things to do, especially related to social media. Do you need one more thing? And the answer is maybe. You probably do. So here's something to think about. Facebook groups are great because they get your stuff in front of people better than regular old posts on people's news feeds. And that's just because people have chosen to join your group, they've given you VIP status in terms of showing up in their newsfeed. So that's one reason to get at it, and it's harder and harder to get noticed on a Facebook newsfeed these days. So you're going to, another reason to think about doing this is to bring people together around a common theme. So I know Nanette will talk a lot about this, but she does fitness and lifestyle stuff, and she brings people around together in a group on that theme, and that's just good for everybody, okay? It's a great place to be a little bit more intimate with people. It's more intimate than a Facebook post that's going out to your entire audience. And so you're going to want to think about who is it you want to be intimate with in this regard. And it's a great way to be helpful to your customers. But this is possibly the most important part of this. As Nanette referred to at the beginning, a Facebook group is highly, highly targeted marketing, and we all know that targeted marketing is best. The more specific you can be in who you're trying to reach, how old they are, where are they, how do they live, what do you know about them, the better it works. And a Facebook group is a great way to get at all that information. So here's a bonus why you should be thinking about doing Facebook groups. Facebook announced about 5 months ago that they were going to work towards a paid subscription model in this Facebook group business. So if any of you are thinking of, I kind of have a course I could teach, how do I charge for it using this technology? Or I have something to sell within the group that a subscription that you could offer to people, this might in fact be possible someday very soon. In other words, figuring out how to people to pay you for participating in your group and all within the Facebook platform. It's going to be awesome if they do come up with that. I haven't seen any new glimmers of that recently, but it was in the news 5 months ago. Nanette, have you seen any mention of that recently?
I actually did see mention of it on on Instagram. One of the fitness ladies that I follow, she was just talking about it, saying, you know, it's coming because what's happening is Facebook is losing a lot of business to things like Kajabi, for example, that are like all these in-house things, and Podia, which we'll see at the end. They're losing people to that. So she was commenting on how she was hearing through kind of her feed that it was coming soon. So it's there. I think it's just a matter of they're gonna hit us with it, you know, pretty much as soon as they have it, but it's coming.
It seems to be like a no-brainer from their point of
view. I know. Yeah.
Joanne, Yeah, Joanne is asking in the group, how would this subscription thing work? And that's what I want to emphasize, that word subscription. You could, as a coach, or I know Joanne, you're involved in Pampered Chef, get some people to pay a certain amount to you per month, per year, to get X, Y, and Z from you, some product from you, or maybe it's a special section of recipes for you, Joanne, or something like that, something that's going to be value added. And a subscription means they're going to pay you for the privilege of coming to your group and getting all that exclusive content. All right. She says, thank you. All right. So before you start a group of any sort, you're going to want to do these things. You're going to want to define your purpose and be extremely clear about that. Why are you doing this? Are you doing it because Chris and Nanette said so? Or are you doing it because you've got one clear purpose to get people around a certain theme, or get a subset of your customers together? And then once you've defined the purpose, then you can go off and define the strategy. And some of what we're saying today is all about strategy and how to make it work. So, and then after you do those two things, define the purpose, define your strategy, and then you're going to develop your marketing around that. Okay. Hold on here. I just got to get some things off of my screen because I can't see my own slides. Sorry. So your first decision as you're going down the Facebook group question, what type of group are you going to have? And this is absolutely in the handouts you're going to get. But here are the three main types. Is it a public group, meaning anybody can see it and anybody can join it? Is it a closed group, meaning anybody you invite can see it and become members at your request? Or is it a secret group, meaning nobody else can see it, nobody sees what's happening within the group? Those are the three main purposes. And I know that Nanette will talk a little bit more about that as we go along. So most people want that middle one, a closed group, not absolutely secret, but closed by invitation only. So when you're developing your marketing about this group that you've defined a purpose and you've got a strategy, developing the marketing around it, you want to think invitations. How can you tell the world that you have this group and you'd like them to join? Spread the news everywhere. Think in terms of invitations, and we're going to talk about ways to do that. Who might be a great subgroup in your group? It could be something special you're going to offer only to the people that are on your email mailing list. That's a perfectly valid group to have. It might be a group just for customers who have reached a certain level of activity with you. They've bought certain things, or they've done X, Y, and Z, making them VIP types. Customers who have purchased something, this could be a bonus that you offer them. Come join my group for this bonus, as a bonus for doing X, Y, and Z with your company, okay? And it could be one that you might want to set up just to nurture those soft leads that the salespeople would call it. Soft leads, meaning people who've talked to you for a while, who are interested in your product or service, but they haven't actually done anything. They haven't bought from you. They haven't come to your thing. They haven't given you money in any way. It might be a way for you to nurture those types of folks and draw them in a more intimate way and get them involved such that they ultimately come back and buy from you. So how are those invitations going to work? You can link to your group on your website. That's what people most often do. Your group has a unique web address, a unique clickable thing that you can bring people over to from on your website, for example. You can send out a special one topic e-blast to your list saying, I'm inviting you to this group, click through here and just to that e-list or some subset of your e-marketing list. You want to include it, a link to that group in any relevant email correspondence you might have. In other words, put it in your signature at the bottom of your email, as we do with so many other things. An invitation to join the group X, Y, and Z. And you might think about offering it as if you've got a product that people are buying, or a subscription or a service that people are buying from you, in that return receipt to them, or your an invoice that you might be sending, include, oh, now that you've done this, I think you'll want to join this group, or I'm really inviting you to take part in this VIP experience in the group. So think about that. It could be something you invite people to when they bought something from you. All right. And of course, you're going to use that invitation, bringing people over on many and varied social media sites. Put it on your Facebook page, in your Twitter, on your LinkedIn, over in Instagram, whichever one and all of those that you do use, okay? So you've defined the purpose. Then it's all about strategy. What is your purpose could be that you're going to educate people with your group. Are you just inviting them to come to the group as a means of customer support? Come here and I'll tell you more about how to use this Pampered Chef product, or how to use what I've sold to you. You could use that group to promote an event that might be coming way down the line for you, that those group members could become ambassadors for you and getting people to that event. Use it to sell something, but make it a soft sell. Then it talks about that a little bit more later. We've already talked about improve, and it's a great way to just improve awareness of you and your business. So let's just look at some, this is a case study from Nanette and I. We did a group that we called the 5-day video challenge. So Nanette and I teach people how to use video marketing in their businesses. And so we created a group around the idea of a 5-day video confidence challenge. It was a special group that we invited certain people to. And before we did that, when it was just a glimmer in our eye, we began to develop specific branding related to what we were doing. We did a photo shoot where we showed up in the same colors all the time. And we had this certain look that Nanette created with this, right? With the purple background and all of that.
Background, yeah, pink and blue, pink and blue.
Pink and blue, pink and blue. And then, so it was very specific to this group. It's not something we've used before or since. We might, again, if we do another group. But think about giving your group its own special look, its own special branding when you go that far. Okay? So you're gonna, if you've developed this group, you're now going to prepare the audience for their experience. You might launch the group with an event. And what Nanette and I did is we went live at a certain time. I'll show you that in a minute. We created a free challenge that took place inside the group. In other words, once you got in the group, you heard about the challenge, you heard about what was going to happen at the end. We had some secret stuff built in. And sorry, got to move stuff again. Yeah.
This was a free challenge, by the way. Just want to emphasize that. So it was our really attempt to we had been doing these video marketing and broadcasting workshops for 3 years at that point. And so we were trying to really hone in on the people that had come to the workshops. We were working, kind of funneling them towards the product that we have out now, the video marketing and broadcasting bundles. So this was free, but we did want to motivate people. We did want to help people. This was also, from a business sense, a way to kind of funnel the diehards and the ones that really were working on it towards the purchase of the product later.
Yeah, absolutely. So what we're saying here is, if you've taken a group and given it a specific purpose, and you've guided the members of that group, they're much more responsive and much more ready to connect with you and much more ready to become a paying customer. That is the whole point, all right? So here it's continuing with our case study. This is, again, the branding we did for the 5-day challenge. We planned out the marketing and the graphics. Here's an example of 3 of them. This was all Nanette's work. She did a marvelous job. And we just were goofy, and sometimes we were very professional, and we just had it all have the same look for the group, okay? We launched it with an introductory video. So that was when we opened the group. There we were live, I believe. We told people, come in at 9 o'clock and we'll be there live, and they could talk to us and we could talk to them using Facebook Live, which is one of the things we teach on. So that was the way we launched it with a bang, and we continued by offering a prize to people who tuned in. If they completed, not just for tuning in, but completed all 5 days, and we gave them an assignment each and every day. And again, this was a small group. I think we had less than 10.
Yeah.
But they were so engaged and so involved. And because it was a time limited thing, 5 days, and they were there. They had time for that. They made time for us.
Yeah.
Really worked well.
It was really, I loved just the camaraderie and the support, and everyone was so excited. for their little message at 10 o'clock, you know, in the group to know what they had to do that day because nobody knew. And boy, they were on it. And it was just exciting to see people, because video is so scary, you know, and so it was just so exciting to see people get excited about going on video as opposed to being scared and taking chances too as the challenge went on.
And taking chances, and that was our point. And Nanette touched on this. We every day at a certain time of day we would be live, or we would be there giving them their assignment, and they knew that, and they knew that they had something to look forward to the next day. So with being consistent in our posting and scheduling them out really engaged the members of that group, I think. So we varied the types of things we posted once we had the group. We had these lives, we had pre-recorded videos, we had great graphics like this one you see here, the purple. We had links to other resources people could have. We had messages from some of the group people to all of the group people, questions that they raised. Problems came, people raised questions in the group, and we tried to then solve the question or answer the question as the week went on. And then that group was ongoing for a time, and we were able to talk to each other. Well, my glasses just don't work on video, and they talk to each other. Which ones do you use? How did you make them work? And it was really worthwhile in that regard. We made a big deal about bringing it to an end. We made a big deal about all the people who had stuck with us through the whole week and through the whole challenge. And that too made a great engaged audience. So Joanne is asking, you had your business group, and did your video challenge take place there or in a group of its own?
It was a separate group.
Separate group just for the challenge.
Yeah, so we marketed, we have our business group for video marketing and broadcasting, and that was one funnel, and then we wanted to take that and even funnel it down even more to the 7 or 8 that were in the private separate group, and that was again part of what we wanted to do.
Yeah, and it would be an interesting strategy for you all to try. Have a big group and then push them, make subgroups. Yeah. That makes sense. So I hope that answers your question, Joanne. Type in the chat box if it does not. All right, so continuing on, we closed the group with panache. We did something fun at the end, and we had a grand reveal of the prize winners. We gave everyone an opportunity to make fun of us and this picture of us. It was just a way to say thanks, everybody, and it was just a great way to wrap things up, I think. So before I turn this over to Nanette, who's going to speak the rest of this time, wanted to remind you, because you've signed up for this webinar, you get the video bundle we created as sort of as a result of that group, a video bundle, which means there's 4 video tutorials, as in tutorials about how to do video in a video format, and you get 4 worksheets for free. And it's all about connecting to this website that you see here, the one that has gum.co in it, co, not com, and using that code that you'll see there. So because you've taken this webinar, you get this bundle for free. Okay, so, and then just as a reminder, and then I let Nanette take control, there's more of these webinars coming up on the topics of Facebook advertising and advanced Facebook things. And Nanette and I are back together on February 27th doing a webinar version of our live video marketing class, and you will get a lot out of that. If you are not already doing video, you should be, and we will teach you how. All right, so I'm going to pass it over to Nanette, and the same rules apply. Please drop into the chat box to ask us questions along the way. Stand by, Nanette, for, I hope, me making you the host.
Let's see what happens.
It should be a name right now that says you are now the host. And
yep, so I'm going to share my screen. This will stop other sheets. Okay. And my desktop. Share. There we are. So I got, let me see, I've lost, Christine, I've lost your beautiful face.
Oh, I'll come back.
But I can hear your voice. So this is one of the things that when you all start doing your webinars, you're going to learn about the wonderful technology do loops that you go through. One of it that we discovered today is that when I want to click to the links that are embedded in my Keynote, to show you actual real-time examples of what we're talking about, that for some reason Keynote kind of goes a little strange. So I apologize for you seeing this highly technical screen, but just focus on the middle part, and we'll get you the information that's going to help you a lot. So what to do in your Facebook group, and as Christine said, just being very clear with what the purpose is of the group, and that includes when you write your description. Let me click over here. Let's start with one of my smaller subgroups. My company, Lux Lifestyle, Food, Fitness, Business, Life, has a small free subgroup called Lux Lifestyle, Food, and Fitness. And I've had this group for probably, I think about a year maybe. And the primary purpose of this subgroup is motivation, to give them food and fitness ideas, to poll them because I want to find out what it is they're interested in, because I'm offering online classes and I am offering products. That's how I created this small subgroup. So let's take a look at it. You'll see right here on Facebook, I have the group. This is my kind of plain logo here at the top. Can you all see my cursor? Can you see my cursor, Christine?
I'm seeing your cursor.
Okay, great. So you'll just see that, and you can pick whatever kind of cover you want. Lux Lifestyle, this is a closed group. So this is just by invite only for me. It's very, only have 43 people. And my internet connection is unstable, so hopefully you will not lose me in this. But you'll see I've got an announcement at the top here. I ran just a 5-day focus group, so I just let them know about that. And then if you look to the side here, here's the description. Let me see if I click on that, what happens. Lux Lifestyle, this group facilitates integration, planning, and action steps around food and balanced lifestyle. As a member of this group, you will be alerted, not altered, of new products and programs. So when you're creating the purpose behind your group, that's where the description comes in really handy, because you need to let folks know that not only are you going to be giving them tips, action steps, you know, different free things, but I want this group to know that at some point I'm going to be just letting them know about exciting new products that are coming out. So this is the announcement. This was actually a paid group. This was an announcement about a paid group. And then you can see just my regular freebies, asking them questions about quinoa, welcoming new members when I invite them in. So again, this is all very, very much an invite type of site. So this is just an example of 43, 45 people in a very specific group with the idea of sharing information and eventually selling something. The next one is I'll jump to the group, the larger group that Christine and I did with our video marketing and broadcasting alumni. So these are all the people that have taken our video workshops over the 3.5 years. We just put them into a subgroup to share new things that are happening on social media because it's changing all the time. We do split screen teaching, which is a whole other webinar, and we do alumni troubleshooting, because we know that in technology, there's, as you're seeing with what the keynote, there's always things that happen. So we are here to help them with troubleshooting. We're going to share new props, which I'll show you, because I have set up myself as an Amazon affiliate. Every time I post something on this alumni group for them to purchase, you'll see it, I actually get money from that. And that's what you have to let people know when you post it. So it's a way for me to make extra cash within this free group. We also use it to promote workshops and webinars, and we give them a discount on the products that we're making. So let's take a look at that.
And while you're doing that, Nanette, Liz had a question about, is this like Meetup? So Liz, I've answered that question. Oh, Michelle, I hope you've seen the answer to that question. Is it like Meetup, she asked. And it is kind of. Meetup is more in-person live, and this is directed conversation from the biz owner, but then everybody gets to talk to everybody online, you know, with comments and such and posts.
And also what you're offering people within it is you can go live within it. So I don't think Meetup offers that. I mean, I don't know if someone can kind of clear.
Yeah, think so either. Yeah.
I don't think so. So this is really, again, Facebook dominating you, basically. So this is the class alumni. Again, a nice cover. The colors are all there. This has 35 people in here. I thought there was more in here, but I guess not. But I was telling you about how it's a way to kind of sell things, soft sell. So this is one thing that we promote in all of our video marketing and broadcasting things, is this really good iClip selfie stick. It's not just any selfie stick. It's a really good one. So this, I give them the Amazon link, and they know that every time they buy that from this site that they are using me as an affiliate. So just keep that in the open. And then here we are promoting our a workshop that we had about promoting your book. So this is a little promo with a link to the Eventbrite. And then again, here's another link for them to buy something. It was Christmas time, so we were trying to get people to buy a nice Pro Light. So again, an Amazon affiliate link is built in. So this one, as you can see, is pretty, it's got some nice little salesy things tucked in there. The intention is to help them. The intention is to help them. So that's what we did with our video marketing and broadcasting group. The other ideas that are really useful for you is for your online course. Type in the comments if you have developed an online course or if you are thinking about developing an online course. Let me just see your all's little types in about that. Because you can use this micro Facebook group to be a supplement to your online course. So you can maybe use Thinkific as the host for your online course, but you can host a group in Facebook, so you can go there live. You can have really quick, fast updates, because a lot of times when you use these online course programs, they're very labor intensive. Let me just see the comments over here. So it's good to have quick and easy, fast and easy Facebook to give them real lightning fast information. So Liz has no online course. Joanne says, I have 2 groups, one for my sales team, and I do meetings there, one for my customers with recipes and product support and info. So you could have something to directly supplement one specific part of your sales team, and you could have one specific subgroup for people that you know like recipes, because you could sell them within that group a specific kitchen item for making the recipes. So you can take, Joanne, those groups and really break them down to 35, 43, 8 people, so you can really give them what they're looking for. You can also throw a watch party. And one of the women in our last live Facebook group that we did had actually joined that with a fitness coach. She had a watch party where they watched a specific video about fitness that she wanted them all to watch together.
Just to be clear on that, Nanette, a watch party is, it sounds kind of weird when you explain it, but it's everyone in the group watching together a video that maybe is somewhere else on the internet, on YouTube or some other streaming service. So you're all there talking to each other while watching an instructional thing of some sort that might belong to somebody else or not. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that's exactly right. Yeah. And then, so Joanne is asking, do you break that down within one group? Yeah. So for example, if you've got that one group for your customers with recipes and product support and info, I would maybe, if you wanted to just take a 5-day subgroup and say, this 5-day subgroup, we're going to work on recipes for spring. And I'm going to give you the product support for just recipes for spring. So that's a campaign, and it's adding to your storyline, as opposed to, I've got my group with customers and recipes and off we go. This is like, no, let's take 5 days and let's just see who jumps into this 5-day thing specifically for spring recipes and specifically for these products. So definitely I would break it down. I would absolutely take the opportunity to break it down.
And Joanne, I think at one point you said to me that you weren't getting a lot of engagement with your groups, but I think really this time limited idea is one that would benefit you specifically, because you're topic area is so broad, and people's minds might be just, I can't handle it all. But
Yeah.
if you made it a short-lived group, you might really get some engagement there, I think.
And she says, and the 5-day group is within my VIP group. No, I would do an independent group, wouldn't you, Christine?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It's got a specific purpose. It has to have a specific, yeah, good. Okay,
Yeah.
excellent. All right. So another really good example of another Facebook group that's growing. It's called Chicks That Mean Business. Great name. Primary thing is motivation. They're very good at asking group questions and sharing ideas. Their big goal, though, is networking, and specifically, networking events. They throw events. That's what they are trying to do. So let's just take a look at their.
You're going live to their group?
Yeah, here we are. So, again, it's a closed group, and it is so by invite only, and they have 112 people in there. And so it's Emily Aborn. She has a shop in Amherst, New Hampshire. She's the admin. She's the person running it. And so she's got just little motivational things, ideas of what they want to do by Kristen, the other admin. This is talking about how Emily's helping another business person. I'd have to scroll down kind of far to get their events. But they are very big about promoting their events in here. That's probably their primary purpose. But again, very focused on women in business.
There was one that just went by. It said, "Jump into the new year."
Let me see.
It was an event. So they have in-person live events, and they're using the group.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. Jump into a healthy new year. So you'll see that a lot with them. And then they'll give you different tips. It's a really good group, actually, to join. They had a huge event at La Belle Winery, and which was a huge undertaking, and it was kind of their first big event. But if you find this group on Facebook and scroll down, you'll see the amount of work they did within this group. They did a ton, and they got a ton of people to go. So kudos to them. Again, with a specific purpose. This is what Christine talked about, and with our specific 5-day challenge group, and we called it a pop-up group just for fun, kind of like a pop-up shop. People knew that it was going to be there and it was going to be gone within 5 days. It was a challenge group. It was specifically about confidence boosting, and it was a funnel for people to buy the little bundle that you all are getting as part of this webinar. It was also an exercise in Chris and I branding ourselves, and I'll show you a bit about that. And this is so earth-shattering that we got video testimonials, because we needed video testimonials. So that was specifically what we needed from this group. And I'll show you that. Getting rid of all my tabs. Woo, here we go. Look how cute we are. So, we've got the pink, we've got the blue. We were really driving home with this. We ended up with 13 people in there, Christine. What were we talking about?
13, okay.
Hello. So it was, again, a good description, and everything's just, here we are. Everything's pink and blue. They got their video marketing bundle. We had live videos in there. There I am talking about, building a community. So they got, which nobody else got. And then here are the students. Oh, this is a testimonial. This was a testimonial. So she put on her cowgirl hat. She had a dance studio. So there's one testimonial. And you can download all of these testimonials. There's Mary Beth Hallinan giving us. And look how good she was. She even walked by the sign for her business there. She's wearing the shirt of her business. She learned really, really well. There's Christine, an ad for herself. Here's Janice giving her testimony. She's wearing a snazzy scarf that she learned that she had to do with a nice backdrop. So you can see these testimonials are beautiful. Look at Ellen, looks gorgeous. That's her testimony. So this is these ladies just being so empowered after 5-day challenge group with us. The way that we were branding, in addition to the pink and the blue that you see all over the place, was, you see this little yellow star there? Christina and I are working our way towards not calling ourselves Christina and Nanette anymore. We are going to be the video marketing mavens, because we're trying to branch out with this bundle, with YouTube channel and all that. So this was our attempt to start to get this name out and about, and people will see it more and more. So that was the private challenge group. Highly successful, super duper fun.
So there's not a business out there, in my opinion, who doesn't have something they can teach their customers in a group setting. You all are experts in something, and if you put your mind to it, I bet you can think of some way to do a instructional tutorial type challenge like we did.
Yeah, and it was really a thing that we just made sure that we had broken it down into not too much stuff for people to do in 5 days.
Yeah.
So I think we were really proud about how much time we just whittled everything down. Again, challenge groups, Facebook groups are always about whittling things down, whittling things down. Let's take a look at the last one. This is a Facebook group called Warm Up to B School. B is for business school. The administrator is the lady in the yellow sweater. She is an affiliate of the lady with the brown hair, Maria Forleo. So this is a Facebook group set up by the lady in yellow. It's a warm up to an online class by Michelle Forleo. It's selling the B School online class by Marie Forleo. It's all about branding for the lady in yellow. And she's archived the group at the end. So she kind of is really a salesperson for Marie Forleo. Let's take a look at her. There's the image that I have there. You can see that it's got that nice blue. The colors are pretty consistent. And then here she is. This is the end of this group when she's closing it down. So she's kind of thanking everybody for being part of the group because she sold all the tickets she needed to Marie Forleo's class. That was her objective. And so when she was done, she archived everything. And then they have student little comments on there, why they're going to take the business class. So this is very much about Sue Zimmerman, I couldn't remember her name, being an affiliate of Marie Forleo by selling Marie Forleo's classes. And as soon as she had sold all the tickets, she was out. This group is archived. This group is done. All right. There are other things besides Facebook. I know it's hard to believe. I know it's hard to believe, right? And Facebook is the queen, and she will probably be here forever, we hope, or for a long time. Well, what does archiving a group do? It basically allows the people that were in there to still go in there and scroll back and look at old things. But it lets people know that there won't be any more new information put on there. And it does not let anybody else have access to it. It's a way for example, if you had a group and you were done doing whatever you needed to do, you archive it also because you're going to repurpose a lot of the stuff that's in there for your bigger groups, if that makes any sense. Does that make sense, Christine?
It does, and I just typed that out in the chat as well.
Yeah, yeah. So, for example, I have a Facebook group specifically about an audiobook bundle that I have out and released now. And so I've been marketing that audiobook to this specific Facebook group since October. So I've had kind of this lead in to selling this book. So now they have had advance notice on it. They all know that it's out there. They've been doing their buying. So what I've done is I've gone now to my big Facebook followers, which is like 900 and something people, and I'm selecting things from that little group, copying and pasting, and then putting it onto my big mass feed. And it's easy because I'm not having to generate all new content. It's good because I've already seen through my Facebook insights which one of those posts people really liked. I thought one was so cute and they were going to get it, but it just kind of fell flat. But another one that I put on there, I could see that, wow, that really took off. So now I'm using that closed archive group and I'm selecting things out of there and putting it onto my big feed, informed, knowing what works and what doesn't work. Very, very, very helpful. So Mighty Network is a bit like Instagram, but it offers you kind of Instagram combined with groups. And You can have a mighty network built around a very specific purpose. You can have a mighty network for 5 days and then let it go. It's very useful in that it's fast and easy like Instagram is. It doesn't have as many bells and whistles as Facebook. And people are kind of liking Mighty Networks now because it is an alternative to Facebook. Not everybody wants to do everything through Facebook or Instagram, which is owned by Facebook. So just maybe take a look at the app. You can download it. It's a nice alternative, as they say, to ordinary groups. And it's very well done, very user-friendly. So I would say definitely check that out. Then, if you want something that's way cool, way cool, there is something called Podia. So the minute you start getting into kind of, oh, I want to have a Facebook group, but I have an online class, but I have an ebook to sell, but I also have, so as soon as you start to have all these layers, all of a sudden, like, Facebook groups is just kind of simple. I don't know if that's what I want to do.
Yep.
Well, that's when you scratch your head just like that.
Yeah, just like that.
And then you fix your hair. So Podia is fabulous because it integrates everything. And it also gives people an option to Facebook. It's way cheaper than Kajabi, who I mentioned earlier. Kajabi is amazing, but Kajabi is really expensive. It's kind of an in-house, we do podcasts, we do everything for you, but it's pricey. And as beginners, or sub-beginners, we're not so sure that that's what we need. So just check out Podia. It's groovy. It's got really cool illustrated steps. So those are two other niche type of subscription group options that are out there.
Those are good.
Now, yeah, go ahead, Christine.
And I interrupted the Podia. Does that have, so earlier we mentioned our bundle, which enables people to download documents plus videos. Does Podia have that built into it as well?
Podia does have that built into it as well, yeah. And where we have our bundle is called Gumroad, and Podia is, they're two separate things. Gumroad that we chose to upload our bundle to is more lo-fi. And then Podia is a little more hi-fi, those of you that know stereo stuff. And then Kajabi is like the ultimate sound system, or car type. You could do car analogies if you wanted to. Gumroad that Christine and I chose for our product sales, I know this isn't our topic, and I want to have one more slide, then I'm done. But Gumroad, like chewing gum and road, it's very interesting. It was started by the guy who was the first designer for Pinterest. And he was hired to do that when he was like 18 or 19 years old. And he's like this total whiz. So you might just also want to check out Gumroad when you guys, you'll see it when you get our bundle, basically. It's very simple, very easy to look at. But here's Gumroad, Podia, Kajabi, Facebook, good place to start.
Liz is asking, how do you spell Kajabi?
I'll spell it right in the message thing here.
In the chat. And Joanne asks, are any of these anything like Squee, which is not something I've heard of?
Joanne, great question. And I am looking into Squee, and I think it is like Squee. Yeah, it is like Squee. And I have not looked at that one yet, but that's a great question. So I would investigate that as well.
Another one to look into.
Yep. And then the one that Christine and you guys will see this one, Gumroad. You'll see that. Great story. Podia is 3 really cool. I think they're younger than millennials, but it's pretty cool. Yeah. All right, so what we would like to do in the comments, Christine, tell me if this is a good way to do this. Yeah. Each one of you just type in should we do it like a public group you could do and a private group you could do?
Yes. You are so smart. I was going to say, let's have them all. Now that we've been talking at you for 45 minutes, tell us what inspires you. What kind of group could you do for your business? One, what did you say, Nanette? One public and one.
One, yeah. So you have like, say for example, you know, everyone has their Facebook page, yada, yada, yada. But if you had to do one kind of public group that would funnel it down, what will it be? And then if you had to do one private group that would funnel it down even more, what would that be?
Yeah. So Joanne pops up with a group about pressure cooking. So that's extremely specific, isn't it? And you could have recipes, have people trying out the recipes that Pampered Chef provides for pressure cooking. Is that kind of your idea, Joanne? And then Liz, I have a private, already has a private group called Badass Explorers. I want to
Love that.
Oh, my business is Peak Experiences. Liz, you were in my group up in Claremont, am I right? So you're empowering women through life coaching and outdoor adventures. Oh, Nashua. I knew, Liz, you were in Nashua. Sorry, my bad, but I know I recognize the name. So you already have a private group. Tell us some of your experiences.
So Joanne is saying, yeah, the new group about pressure, the subgroup about pressure cooking would be a private group from people in my VIP group. Yeah. And Joanne, when you set that up, you will see that there is a way to link these groups at some point. So when you make your private group for the pressure cooking people, you can link that to your VIP group. I mean, they actually already know the VIP group, but so maybe that doesn't quite work. But yeah, Joanne, that would be a private group. And you could even, Joanne, do within that, do a special pressure cooking challenge. So you have people putting their pictures on the group. So it's not just you the whole time. Liz, Badass Explorer. Oops, hold on. Liz, I booked a couple. Okay. Engagement is pretty good. Looking for ways to expand and draw more people in. Private group. Oh, Badass. So Liz, how many people do you have in your Badass Explorers? I love saying that. 125. Wow. Yeah, you could. Yeah.
Yeah, you've got some.
And then Liz, how many on your main business group, like your business page on Facebook? Yeah. So it's interesting. So you can just look at the numbers. So, you know, I just think and Chris, you can say whether I'm on track or not. From a numbers point, Liz, you could just see if you could whittle that way down.
Yeah. I mean, I got to assume that in that large group, there are people who are totally interested in one thing and totally not interested in others, right? I don't know if that's true. Michelle with the dance studio is talking about a group for those interested in tango, salsa, swing. Absolutely. You know, you could all just talk about where's the next tango swing place, or what are we going to learn next? Or did you see the hot new video out from the salsa guy?
Yep. Yeah.
If it's not obvious while you're keep typing us, Liz, what some of your ideas might be. And Michelle, I think you are totally on the right track. If it's not obvious to you, these groups are a great way to try out ideas. We've got in the PDFs that you'll get as a result of taking this, we've got something like 10 ideas or more for what to do with your group. And having a mini focus group is a great use of it. Ask people what they think about. Now you're going to offer advanced salsa, or do you want to do country line dancing instead of swing or something like that? It's a great, great tool to use for focus grouping. Focusing group? Yeah, focus grouping.
Oh, focus grouping. And Joanne has a good question there. Yeah, and so this is a business group might be, it's tough because when you already have two groups and you have to create a third, you don't want to have similar messaging. And maybe that could go with the way that you plan things out. I know the way that I manage, I have a business page. I have my Lux Lifestyle Food and Fitness group also, and then I have my ebook author page. And I don't, there'll be a season for each one of those. That to borrow, Rachel Hollis's term, there's a season for each group. So I was heavily in season with the ebook group from October. Now I'm stepping back from that because the marketing is already kind of going, and I'm stepping back into the Lux Lifestyle Food and Fitness, which kind of the season is coming back around because I have another product coming out. If that helps you. because it's too much. And then my Nanette Professional page actually took a little nap for a while. You think that would, and yeah, so don't, I know there is the tried and true way of, having to post several times a day, but the way that you're trying to micro market your groups, I kind of think it's a good idea maybe to think in terms of seasons of the particular pages.
Yeah, that does seem like a no-brainer to me. And again, that having a short term to the group is going to help you, Joanne, with managing. Also, Nanette, maybe you could talk a little bit about the success you've had with scheduling posts. That can also help you with your efficiency a little bit.
Yeah, and that, when you set up your group, you have a specific purpose. And what I will do is I have my storyline mapped out for my ebook group already. And it could be as simple as, well, I can't show you my bulletin board, but I have a bulletin board over here, and it has everything mapped out in terms of big steps. And then what I do every day or every week on my desk is I have just a little sticky with 8 different posts that I'm going to do. And I look at my schedule during the week. If I know that I'm just going to have a pedal to the metal type of week and I'm not going to be available to do my specific storyline for my specific group, I will plan them out ahead of time and schedule them out ahead of time using Hootsuite, or Facebook has that schedule your post built in already. So absolutely, because you want to have a specific storyline purpose to go with your group. You have to, and just stick to that. And you can adapt it. I think I probably scribbled these a couple times. You can adapt it, but definitely, as much as you can, have the storyline. And if you are not there to be sitting down doing these posts every day or a couple times a day, just go ahead and schedule them ahead of time. It's a huge time saver.
Liz points out that she's got a newbie group, new outdoors women, and more advanced, and that seems like an obvious way to divide people out for sure. I can see the challenge there, Liz, pleasing both when your target is the more advanced ones. So maybe you look at that group for your newbies as the goal is to get those newbies to be advanced. And they can talk to each other, and you can give them instruction on how to become advanced so that they can move into the other group. That's a high level view of how to go about doing it. And Nanette, Liz raises the question, what is a storyline? What do you mean by that?
Well, a storyline and the bundle, the free bundle that you all are getting with this class, Christine does a whole 4-minute video on what a storyline is. But one thing that's very important when you start doing this targeted marketing is you don't waste people's time. So you have a kind of an end goal to your 5-day challenge. Our end goal was we want testimonies and we want people to buy the bundle. So our storyline was we welcome everybody, we introduce ourselves, we give them an assignment at 10 o'clock, people look at it the next day. And then we follow them through the easy video, next video is a little more vulnerable, third one was way more vulnerable. So that was kind of our storyline. It's basically a plan so that they left that 5-day challenge feeling like they followed a great story. They had a great experience. Does that help you any?
Yeah, so storyline, don't wing it. Know what you're going to say on Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday and have it build on something. So
yeah,
we go back to the pressure cooker idea. It could be, all right, Monday is chicken and Tuesday is fish and Wednesday is, I'm making this up, but
yeah,
know what you're doing each day and what the conclusion would be.
Storyline is like your rubric. We all had those in school, where that's basically what you're doing. So you're not doing it by the seat of your pants. You actually have a definitive storyline. You have a definitive rubric of what you're going to be doing in that specific micromanaged Facebook group.
A plan, an outline, Joanne says. Yeah. You got it. You got it.
Yep. And stick to it. And you will know a lot, as I told you, when you have that kind of one group that you've tried things out on, and then you want to shift it to maybe the larger audience for the repurpose. You love having your outline and love having your rubric. It makes things a lot easier and clearer and faster.
Yeah. We're up against our time here, but I wanted to mention one thing that's in the PDFs that I wanted to point out to you. that, and I've just lost it. Know that you can set up your group such that in order to enter the group, they have to answer some questions for you. Have you done that, Nanette?
I haven't done that. The Chicks That Mean Business have done that.
Yeah.
I haven't done that yet. I just I've been kind of like just taking people that have seen me advertise on my main page about it, asking me if they can come in.
Yeah.
But people do that. They ask specific questions before they let them into the group.
Yeah, and I'm thinking that's a great way to, for back to the outdoors woman's idea, ask them, what is your level of experience with rock climbing and what kind of hiking do you do, or that type of thing, so that you know that they are in the right place and you're not going to waste their time.
Right. Yeah. The other last thing too, I want to send people with is it's a great place to poll people. I've tried doing polls on my big business page and it's kind of everywhere. But if I have a small group like my Lux Lifestyle Food and Fitness, and I do a poll in there, it tells me tons and it gets them excited about being part of the process. So groups are a great way to look at polling as well.
Yeah. All right, we are at 1 o'clock and last minute questions here before we sign off. Anybody typing into the chat? We are so glad you joined us today, and I hope this was a good experience for you. Don't forget, you will get a recording of this actual class probably by tomorrow, so we can cut out all the stuff at the beginning, and you'll get the PDFs, and you'll get a link to that free bundle of video tutorials for you. Anything else? Michelle says thank you. Thank you to you, Michelle. Thank you to Joanne. Thank you to Liz for joining us. Anything else, Nanette?
That's it. I think we're good.
All right, stay warm. We're going to have a great week. Thanks so much for joining us, and we'll see you in the next webinar.
Bye, everybody.
Signing off.